You only have 2 months left before you're going to be out in the field of hunting for moose, whether you're in Canada or you're Alaska. I guess Finland's probably got a little bit different timing, but 2 months, guys, to get all the knowledge you could possibly get to put you in the best chance for success. Do it. Get everything you can. That's what I did when I first started out. Get all the hunting videos you can and watch all those. Aside from all my videos, there's another set of videos you can watch. It's called Love, Thunder, and Bull by Wayne Kubat, old time outfitter. But back in his day, they were even bigger. They're called Master Guides. And this is just kudos for Wayne Kubat and family. But yeah, get that Love, Thunder, and Bull. There's like a 4-point series or videos. But yeah, you got to get as much information as you can, because once your boots on the ground or you jump in the plane to get dropped off, all you know is what you know, and it's on you. If you don't get a bull moose, that's your fault, because there's always a way to get moose. I get one every single year. I have never not failed consecutively all my life for over 30 years. How do I do that? It's not always easy. It's just knowing what to apply, how to apply the calling sequences, how to utilize the area that you're in. Yeah, I mean, you can put a lot of odds in your favor. That's for darn sure, with your pre-scouting and planning your float, planning how you're going to hunt the lake if you're getting dropped off on, or even for me, when with the plane and I land the plane and park it, it's a dropped hunt. I'm just not going to float anywhere because I'd have to leave the plane behind, and then, bears might get into it. So it's basically, I'm hunting that spot. It's what I do when I get there, and it's why I'm there, is one of the other key factors to moose hunting. For you guys that, lower 48, getting dropped off, you're gonna get dropped where you can get dropped. And you know why you're there? You want to know why you get dropped where you get dropped? Because it's the safest place to land a plane, and it's the safest place to extract you from. It's not because it's the best place. In fact, it's probably the most used area by all transporters, and hopefully you're the only person getting dropped off on the lake. Just the way it is. It's how it is. Even for me as a pilot, when I land somewhere, it's because I have the mental aptitude and the skills that allow me to land in these locations. You don't push the limits. They are the best places I have ever found, but with transporters, they are there for your safety, and they're just a taxi cab driver. So keep that in mind. But it's what you do when you get in the field, and it all boils down to what you put into this noggin of yours, and how much have you spent to put this into your noggin that matters. And it boils down to who you're going to listen to. Are you going to listen to YouTube one-hit wonders? I mean, who are you going to listen to? You're going to listen to someone that's killed one 60-inch bull, and he thinks he's all that? How about someone who's killed 5 60-inch bulls? You're going to listen to them? How about someone who's killed 10 60-inch bulls and maybe a 70-inch bull? A little better, huh? How about someone who's killed over 25 in a row? I think I'd listen to him. Don't you think? I would do that with someone who's killed over 25 400-inch class elk, or 250, 300-inch muleys. That's the person I'd listen to. Anyhow, before I go any further with this, I got a new book out, and it's a really good book. I'm going to have it listed up in the information up above. It'll be over in the comments, and if it's not there, because all my stuff is on all kind of social media platforms right now, DM me, instant message me. I'll send you the link. You can look it over, see if it's going to work with you. The best thing about my book is I'm not giving it to you in paperback. It's a digital download, and there's a reason for that. It's because you want to download it into your phone. into your phone, because that's going with you in the field, right? I mean, why not? It takes 4K pictures. It's better than a $4,000 camera gear, and you can hook your phone up with mics and stuff. I do it. I've done it a lot of it. I've done a lot of filming with my phone. So have it downloaded into your phone. So when you're sitting there wondering what's wrong, why aren't you seeing any moose, you can read. But it's everything that I do every single year. It's what I've learned in the book, and it's right there in your phone. You don't got to wonder what to do next. How many of you know what to do first thing in the morning? How many of you know where to camp? Why are you camping there? Your success depends on where you camp. And it's not just floating down the river and looking for a comfortable spot that looks good because it looks like a comfortable spot to camp. That's the wrong way. If you're doing that because you don't know any better, obviously you don't know what you don't know, you're going to do that. You're going to find the nicest, most beautiful gravel bar in the world and pitch your tent and have a wonderful camping trip. You might get lucky, most likely not. And I hear the sad stories every single year. They didn't know what to do. And maybe they got a bull, but it was a little guy, barely legal. I don't take anything that's under 60 inches. Matter of fact, I'm looking for 70-inch bulls, and I've taken several 70-inch bulls. And it took me 14 years of taking 60-inch bulls before I got into my first 70, then my second 70, then my third 70, then beyond that, it just got crazy. So, but every year I get a 60+ inch bull. And my friends who go with me get those 16, 70-inch bulls. And now, clients and stuff that go out in the field that I've trained how to do this, they come back with 60s. And there's even been a 70-inch bull taken. And numerous Boone and Crockett bulls taken by guys that just take my classes and courses and go out into the field into incredible areas implementing this. So again, you need to educate yourself with what you can. And for the first time ever, I've wrote this book about exactly how I do it. I mean, and what I did was, it was really cool because I actually took actual photographs of me hunting over the years and I digitized them and I put them into the book. So you're seeing actual photographs that I've turned into black and white sketches. It really turned it into a neat book because you can see actual photographs of me in the field and of me actually calling, along with, you can read what I wrote. And to make it even better, I added 4 checklists to download that you can download from the book, and also you get to download them in the email that you get once you get the book. And I will turn it into paperback, but for now it's better to be in your phone rather than you carrying a paperback book out in the field. And if that's not enough, if you want more, you can also upgrade into my videos that I've produced that you get to come into a portal and access this portal and rewatch these hunting videos of me doing this, of talking about how to do this. And so you get the book, the checklist, and you get the videos to go over in the portal. It's just I don't know how any better way to do it than to take you out there myself and show you, which I can't, there's just one me, so I'm not able to do that. This is how I can help you. There's no one that's done this. There's no training in the world like this. I've never seen any training like this whatsoever. And rewatch of the videos and the download, it just doesn't get much better. And again, you got 2 months. If you're watching this right now, it's July 5th. We just had 4th of July yesterday. And you've got 2 months to get educated. Don't go out in the field not knowing. Be fully prepared. God knows you've spent a lot of money gearing up for this, and if you're going to be dropped and do a float hunt, it's not the 30 to 50 mile float that's going to help you to be successful. Matter of fact, that's going to ruin it for you. It's where do you stop along that river system, key locations where the moose are going to be at. and that you need to know about, and why you're going to stop and camp. You're going to have this downloaded and figured out before you ever even get in the plane, before you ever even arrive in Alaska. You need to have a game plan. You need to know where you're going to stop and why, where you're going to camp, and you're going to know exactly why you're going to camp there, and locations you must stop at along your float to check out. And if you don't do that, you just bought a very, very expensive camping trip. And if you're, running jet boats, the same principles apply for sure. Now, if you're getting dropped off on a lake, well, you're a lot more limited. But how do you hunt a lake, and why? Where do you key in on? What do you bring with you that puts more odds in your favor? And what strategies do you implement and bring with you to expand your reach from the lake? These are all very important. They're all in my new book. Don't forget four checklists. You got the morning checklist, what to do. What's your sequence going to be? What's your cadence? You're gonna do this call for this long and wait for this much time. Next is do this and for this amount of time, and then kick back and wait this amount of time. It's a cadence. It's what I do every year. It's what I've learned to do in the past 30 years, and I put it into a checklist. You got the morning, what are you going to do at noon, and then the cadence, and it's different if you're even going to do it. And then you got the evening cadence. Are you going to do it from camp? What are you going to go somewhere else? What are you going to do? And what's your cadence? And what are the calls different from morning, noon, and evening? Because they are. And if you don't know that, then you really need to get a lot more training before you go out in the field this year, because I want all of you to be successful. All of you. You put a lot of money into it. I understand. I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into learning how to moose hunt. I bought an airplane. I bought several planes. I bought several jet boats and canoes and rafts. I put a lot of money into it as well. So I fully know how much it would suck to come home empty-handed. And by the way, early on, I did come home empty-handed a couple times until I figured it out. And then every year I got better and better and better. And I got to know and understand how to refine my hunting techniques with my friends as well, because pretty soon when I started getting bulls, my friends, a lot of people wanted to go hunt with me, friends, and then we would refine it and refine it and refine it. And that's what you need to do. It's the same principles, and everything's in the book. I'm getting ready to come out with probably 3 more specific to drop river float hunters. Another one's going to be getting dropped on a lake, how to do that. And then one is specific for jet boat hunters, because they're all different. You all have different availabilities and reach. What's your reach? And so these books are going to be coming out too, but I don't know if we'll have them out in time for this year. Anyhow, I hope this helps you really get the juices flowing, because it's important. You've got a lot of money on the line. You've taken time off from work, and it's time to get it figured out. Reach out to me. I would love to help you. This book is incredible. Again, I poured everything into it, and I just hope it blesses you as much as it's blessed me learning over the years of implementing it. And then with so many people asking me to write a book and checklists and clients that I have that can just give me something I can look at and just do, Troy. I hope this blesses you like it has me. It's been fun. Be safe out there. Happy 4th of July weekend, and love you guys. Take care.
So we floated downstream to what would be the 3rd camp in line, and got there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Called that night. Next morning, boom, Reggie's got a 60-inch beauty dead. We spend 2 more days in the camp. I'm thinking we should float downstream. Reggie convinces me to stay 1 more day. We had already said how we're going to raft out tomorrow. Thanks for making me do it, because it's a dream hunt by all means. And thanks to Troy Sessions and all the guys involved. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
shot this bull right before dark. We had to cross the boat, cross the river, and a couple boats to get this guy broke down. We got him all broke down, aired out good, and everything.
Howdy.
2 for 2 Hookstein boards are 4 for 4 on 60-inch bulls. Thanks, Troy Sessions.